Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I guess just to kind of bring things back in focus, we're here today as a subcommittee of Oversight and Reform to take a look at stimulus oversight in this case, and the hearing, of course, is entitled "The Green Energy Debacle: Where Has All the Taxpayer Money Gone?" And that's really why we're here. We're all here to make sure that all the good taxpayers are getting the best for their tax dollars, and I think clearly the stimulus program has not lived up to its expectations. So, Mr. Friedman, just to kind of maybe try to put a cap on the weatherization issue, we've been beating that horse here for a while. I think about $5 billion of the stimulus money was set aside for weatherization projects for paid contractors and nonprofit groups to make the homes of low-income Americans more energy efficient. Being from Tennessee, I think that the program has revealed countless instances of waste, fraud, and abuse. And in an audit in Tennessee, the Inspector General found that 246 energy measures installed in 41 homes revealed only a third were shown to meet Department-directed minimum energy savings to investment ratios. So your office has done investigations of stimulus-funded weatherization projects in many different states. Tennessee may be one, but what are some of the most egregious examples of the waste your office has uncovered?
Well, first, mischarging, that is, charging for work that was never accomplished. These are some of the schemes that we are currently investigating and have investigated. Secondly, paying premiums for products that could be purchased at lower cost. Third is charging for work that was never done in general. Fourth is abusing the priority sequence of those who could or should be receiving, who are eligible to receive the weatherization work, and those are 4 or 5 of the most significant findings. And of course, the whole question of substandard, the quality of work issue, in some cases it was actually life-threatening.
Is it true that weatherization funds can be used to purchase brand new refrigerators or air conditioners?
I don't want to give you an inaccurate answer. Certainly, furnaces would be appropriate. I don't know about. Did you say refrigerators?
Refrigerators, air conditioning units.
There are programs that will give premiums other than weatherization for purchasing new appliances that are energy efficient. I don't believe it was covered under the weatherization program.
Okay. I'm not sure that would be found anywhere in the Constitution that would be a right, but rumor has it that is the case. How much weatherization money do you think we could recover at this point of the $5 billion?
I would suspect that there will be very little that's recoverable at this point.
Okay. Changing gears just a little bit, I think there was an article in maybe the Washington Post this morning, but were the state and local governments ready to receive the massive amount of money that were allocated to them from the Department of Energy as part of the stimulus?
Unfortunately, they were not, and that was an issue that I think was predictable, and we, in fact, did anticipate that that would be a problem.
Okay. So you don't think it was very wise to send millions of dollars to local governments who were in the process of laying off workers because of the recession? They couldn't handle this influx of money. They weren't ready, and that contributed to the waste? Well,
not meaning to make a joke out of a very serious subject, it's been equated to attaching a lawn hose to a fire hydrant. The infrastructure, both at the Federal, State, and local level, simply was not there to accept the burden.
Okay, so you think that that was a great contributor to the inefficiencies and the waste that the office have seen?
Certainly.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Montgomery, you stated in your testimony that the mission of the Department of Energy and the purpose of the Recovery Act were not consistent. Could you please expand upon this point for us?
Yes, thank you. I'm sorry. Yes, the requirements of an effective energy technology development program are essentially stable, long-term funding. It also requires a careful selection process, especially if the money is being put in at the R&D stage, and that involves proposals, it involves peer review, it involves the formation of a program in which the R&D stages fit. None of that fits with the classic prescription for stimulus, which is get the money in fast and turn it off quickly when it's no longer needed. That's exactly the opposite of what the Department of Energy needs, and it's the way we have killed any number of useful programs in the past. For example, the solar energy initiative that I remember back in the 1970s and early 1980s was cut off just as it was beginning to get going somewhere, and in terms of production and bringing costs down.
Based on your decades of experience in energy policy, does the entire concept of promoting green jobs make economic sense?
Not through programs like the Recovery Act. I would say that green jobs are a solution in search of a problem. It's not a way of dealing with climate change. It's not a way of dealing with the government's responsibilities for R&D. It's not a way of dealing with the other environmental issues that we face. And it is certainly not a necessity for getting the U.S. economy to grow. It's something that may or may not happen if we put policies in place for those other objectives, but it is not a program that has policy significance of itself.
Okay, and I'm out of time. Thank you, gentlemen.